Hey guys, how are you doing in your React journey? Okay, so today's lesson is about creating a complex JSX element. So in our last challenge we did creating a simple JSX element. So here what is the example given? You have a div, you have 3 paragraphs. Yeah, and then there's a valid one, invalid one. The invalid one is when it is not wrapped within a div, and the valid one is when it's wrapped within a div. So that one is very important to wrap within the parent element or the div in this case, sorry. So here we've been given a task in which you have to make a complex JSX element. You have to have an H1 element, you have to have the parent div element, then you have to have the paragraph tag, p tag, and then the div should also contain a UL, that is the unordered list tag, as a third element. So first, second and third accordingly. Yeah, and the UL should have 3 list items. So let's get started without wasting much time. Yeah, so that's a pretty clear instruction. So we head back to my code file. So it's as usual const JSX, yeah, okay, equals, because it's very clearly given you have to create a div which is the parent element. So div open and close, very simple. Okay, then within the div, what you need to wrap first, and h1 tag, that is the header h1. So in the h1 you can pretty much write anything, hello world, hello JSX, anything. I mean, this is just to test how we can create a complex element wrapped within a parent element, in this case, which the parent is a div, and h1 tag is a child of div. So hello complex element, just to remember that we are creating complex JSX. Yeah, so this is just for our record, but even though I've written hello complex JSX, you can go creative and you can kind of write anything. So the first element has to be h1 as provided in the question, and the second element is supposed to be a p tag, if you remember. Sorry, it's small p, not capital P. Be careful. So the open and p tag, I'll make like 3 of them, 3 p tags, paragraph tags, because that is the requirement of the task. So create 3 p tags. Oh, sorry, I think P is 1, the list items is 3. Okay, but it's all right. You can even create 3 or 4. It doesn't matter. So I just write this is to test. Okay, so your P tag is over. This is to test my code or whatever you want to write. That's just take it like a fun thing and write whatever you like. Next is the UL, if you remember. So in that order. So first the H1, then the P tag, followed by the UL tag, which is the unordered list. If you remember, we've already done this. If you have not done this earlier, you can refer back to my list chapter. It's there in the HTML CSS tutorial. I'll be including a link to that tutorial in the description below. So inside that you need to write 3 list items. Paragraph is just 1 only, p tag, but the list items is 3 as per the requirement. We're just following the question, that's it, nothing fancy. So list open and close tag, list open and close tags, list open and close tags 3 times as per the requirement. Very simple, pretty simple. And remember, UL is the immediate parent of UL is the immediate parent of the list, and list is the child of UL. So there are 3 children to this parent UL. Okay, just joking, but this is how you can remember. And who is the parent of UL? Immediate, the overall parent of all these elements is div. So UL is also the child of div. Yeah. So, okay. So I just wrote something like read, watch, practice, or you can write item 1, item 2, item 3, whatever you feel like. This is just a kind of practice So all this will come within the div, which is the overall parent of all these elements. Yeah, so it's like div is working like a container which is wrapping all these elements as required in the same order that is provided. And then don't forget React DOM.render, or rather not DOM, sorry, React DOM.render, then within the parenthesis JSX. If you're doing it within the FCC platform, no need, because it's already there hidden behind the hood, but it's always better to practice this way so that when you start doing in your code file, you need to do this. Even in a cloud editor, you still need it, like CodePen, JSX, wherever you do, in any cloud editor or manual editor, you still IDE, you still need to do this. So always remember to do document.getElementById root. And then you need to create the root div inside your HTML, like I mentioned last time. So React DOM.render first will be JSX. Why? Because you're preparing const JSX, right? So first will be, the first argument in the parenthesis will be JSX, and the second argument will be document.getElementById root. Why getElementById root? Because in the HTML, you're creating the div ID of root. So if you remember, in order to get your ID from the HTML, you need to do document.getElementById. You need to grab it by that ID. That's the only way you can grab it. Yeah. And then I'll just copy this whole code and head over to our freeCodeCamp platform. First, let me save and show you how it looks like. And then I forgot to include the library, because this is a cloud editor, so I need to like include the React library, yeah, and also the Babel in the module, yeah. So let's do that. Whether you're doing in CodePen or JSitter or any other cloud editor, you need to do this. Okay, then remember, if you've not yet subscribed, do remember to smash the subscribe button so that you will get access to all my tutorials in React and JavaScript. And that's really important, because I'll be taking you right from the concepts, the bare concepts of React until the end, until you can start doing some projects, intermediate projects for the freeCodeCamp React certification. Or rather the framework certification, the front-end library certification. Yeah, so I'm creating a playlist for the front-end library certification, or front-end libraries for that matter, in React, and that will be very useful. There's something wrong. So okay, just to tell you, there are two ways of doing it. When you're wrapping it within the div, you can also wrap it with the open and close parenthesis, as I've just done here, but it's not necessary. That's up to you. Some people do it with the open and close, like here, the parenthesis before and after the div, but you can do it with it, or you can exclude it. That's totally up to your personal style. Either ways, you will get the result. Okay, I think I know the mistake. The Babel that I have chosen for the hood, behind the hood, there's something wrong. It's not yet downloaded. Okay, the library, React library, the React DOM and React development library already downloaded. So I need to add the Babel. So it's JS Babel and JSX. Yeah, that was not, the mode was not done correctly last time. That's why we couldn't see the result. So let's save this and check it out. There you go. And do remember to give a thumbs up if you like watching this, and also to share it with like-minded classmates or friends who are interested in knowing the concepts of React and learning React until you reach the intermediate level right from the scratch. Okay, there's something wrong in the Babel. It's not yet downloaded. Okay, so without losing patience, remain calm. Let's do it. Remember, for all your web development frameworks like jQuery, React, etc., this is an important part of adding the library to your cloud. Otherwise, even if your code is right, it will not give you the expected result. So that's very important. So remember, in future, you need to remember not to make a typo mistake. Okay, so there you go. DOM should be all capital. Capital D, capital O, capital M. So that was a mistake. I didn't write in caps. So there you go. Hello Complex JSX with all the list items. So you can check the result now. You can see the UI now. So just the mistake was in the DOM. It was not caps by mistake. So be very careful when you're writing that. Even a small mistake like that can make an error, but be calm and remember to debug slowly, carefully, and calmly. Okay, so let's just get this copied over to our freeCodeCamp file and make sure that we pass the challenge. So just select copy paste. Copy and paste in FCC. Okay, let's go over to the freeCodeCamp code file. Just paste this code from our code file. There you go. Just need to run it. Yes. So, passed. Just go over submit, or you can even remember to download my solution so that you can have it and refer to it for future. I suggest that you download your solution and save it somewhere in your computer so that you can remember later. You can retrieve it later. That's a good idea. Then the next lesson is about adding comments, which is very easy. So do remember to smash the subscribe button so that you will keep going safely in your React journey. Bye. See you in the next lesson.